Hey there, welcome to my channel and welcome to my first video. I'm Julie Paige Morgan. I'm so excited to get my YouTube channel off the ground, and thanks so much to you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to join me here. Before this video is over, I really hope that you'll give me a thumbs up, like, and that you will subscribe to my channel too. That way you won't miss any uploads that I do in the future. And I've got quite a few videos planned and I hope that you will enjoy them too. But today I thought that I would kind of introduce myself to you by telling you what my favorite makeup is currently. I mean, my makeup favorites are subject to change just whenever I find something new that will knock a favorite out of the running, but these are my current favorites, and that way you kind of get an idea of what I like and what my go-tos are and things like that. A little bit about my skin conditions and things like that before I get started. I'm 59 years old. This is my natural hair color. I have very dry skin. I have a lot of sun damage because when I was younger, I was a sun worshiper. Had to go lay out every time the sun was out. And now that's left me dealing with the damage. I have got fine lines and wrinkles, a little bit of discoloration. I've been able to get rid of a lot of that. I'll go into that in my skincare video, and that's coming up. My main problem though is enlarged pores, and I know that that is from sun damage. And I mean, I know everybody's got pores, but mine, it's like there's a neon light on them. You can almost see them from space. And so I kind of like to camouflage those as best I can with my makeup. And one of the things that helps me do that the best is my pore filling primer. And the one that I love is from Tarte, and it is their Timeless Smoothing Primer. I've been using this one for several years now, and I really love the consistency. It's thick. I mean, not like a spackle or anything, but it's really great at filling in my pores. And so I just press it into my face and on my pores. My pores are the worst right around in here, and then between my eyes, they're just awful. And I've even got some on my upper lip, can you imagine? But this is really great at filling them in. It gives my foundation a nice smooth canvas to lay over, and that way it doesn't sink into those great big pores and give me polka dots all over my face. Now, I do understand that Tarte has reformulated the Timeless Primer. I don't know why companies do that. So I've heard from a lot of people that the primer is just not as good as the old formulation. I've still got a lot left in this jar, so I don't have to find out whether it's good or bad for a while. Now, if you've used the new formulation, please let me know in the comments below what you think about it. If it's as good, if it's not as good, if you think it's better. I'd really love to know, because this is my favorite primer. As I've gotten older, my eyelids have developed a little bit of discoloration, and of course they're veiny now, and that just happens with age. I want to cover up the discoloration as much as I can so the color of my eyeshadow remains true. And then also I like some good staying powder. I live in the part of the country where in the summertime we get horrendous humidity, just smothering, and it plays havoc with your makeup. But I found an eyeshadow primer that gives me a little bit of coverage to help negate some of that discoloration, but it's got major staying power even in the summer with humidity. And it is the Milani eyeshadow primer. One of the greatest things about this is it doesn't cost very much, and it works just as well as a lot of the high-end primers. I just smooth a little bit onto my eyelids right after I put on my face primer and kind of let it set for a little bit before I move on to my eyes. And the staying power of this is fantastic. I've gone through summers. My eyeshadow doesn't crease, it doesn't fade, it doesn't get muddy. So this little bitty tube that doesn't cost very much at all is my go-to for my eyelid primer. Like a lot of people, I have dark circles under my eyes. Unlike a lot of people, my dark circles are hereditary and they are awful. Not just little dark circles, I'm talking where I look like I've literally been punched in the eye or broke my nose, and I have bruises under there. In addition to that, I have really deep tear troughs, so they just make the dark circles look even worse. So one of the things that I have to do is use a color corrector, because if I don't, my dark circles turn my concealer kind of gray, and that's an unattractive look unless you are auditioning for an extra part on Walking Dead. I'm not doing that. I don't want gray under eyes. So a color corrector is a must for me. Now the color corrector that is my favorite and is the best that I have ever used is unfortunately from a brand that I no longer purchase from. There's nothing wrong with the products. In fact, the products I own from them are really good. It's just that I have made a personal decision not to purchase from them anymore, and that's Jeffree Star Cosmetics. But boy, they make a really great color corrector. It's the one that I use. It is the Magic Star Corrector, and I use it in peach because the peachy tone is really great for neutralizing blue and purple color, and that's the colors of my dark under eyes. This goes on really smooth. It doesn't dry my under eye. I've got dry under eyes anyway, and a lot of the color correctors that I have used make my under eyes all dry and cakey, and it's not a good look either. I don't know. I guess maybe the gray concealer would look almost as good as that. This doesn't claim to be hydrating, but it is not drying either. And it doesn't crease. It doesn't sink into fine lines and wrinkles, and it really negates the dark purple and the blue, and it makes my concealer look good. So this is my favorite color corrector for now. But when it's gone, it's gone. I'll have to find something else. After I've got my face all color corrected, it's time to move on to foundation. And back in the summer, I tried a foundation new that I had heard some other YouTubers really raving about and talking about how great it was. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I'm really glad I did because I think I used it twice and thought, I don't have to use anything else. This is my favorite foundation. It's got a really long name. And the name is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup with Broad Spectrum SPF 45. Long name. Great product. It's kind of a thin consistency, and so when I first used it, I thought, well, I'm not going to get any coverage out of this. I get really good coverage. It's not very, full on full, but it's not sheer either. Plus, it's not matte, doesn't lay flat on my skin, gives me a nice look to my skin. I guess skin-like. Yeah, that's what it is. But it does smooth out things, any kind of imperfections that I might have. It gives me a really good cover for that. Oh, and by the way, I'm in the shade, what shade am I? N10 Porcelain in this. I really love it. It goes on really well. It's got the little pump dispenser in it. And I put it on with a brush most of the time. I have also used it with a beauty sponge. I've used it with the Blendiful from Toddy Beauty. I've not tried to put it on my fingers yet, but the way that this goes on and the way that it behaves, I figure it would probably do as well too. I really love it. No sinking into fine lines and wrinkles. It doesn't fade. It doesn't gather up around your nose or in your little chin lines here. Anything like that. It stays really well. Great foundation, and I was really glad to find it and glad to find a new favorite. When I'm putting on my makeup, my concealer is next. I got to cover up those dark circles, and I've got to cover up that peach color corrector. The best concealer that I have ever used is from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I have got to find some new products because when these are gone, these are gone. And these are the Magic Star concealers by Jeffree Star, and I've got the lighter shade in C2 and the darker shade is in C3. And I do use both of them. I use C2 most of the area under my eye. I use it around my nose where I've got some broken capillaries, and I've got broken capillary on my chin too, so I use it there. Then I use the lighter shade C2 in the corner of my inside of my eye because that's where my dark circles are the worst. And I also use it down the bridge of my nose because I like to contour this schnoz that has decided to just grow all over the face, and the C2 really helps. Like the color corrector, the Magic Star concealers are not drying. They're not cakey. They don't sink into fine lines and wrinkles. I haven't had any problem with them creasing. Beautiful concealers, but I am on the lookout for something new to replace these when they're gone. If you've got a favorite concealer that will behave like these, please let me know in the comments below so I can give it a try because, like I said, when these are gone, they're gone. I mentioned contouring my nose. I also contour my cheeks. I contour along my jawline and down my neck. A couple of years ago, I lost quite a lot of weight because I started a new lifestyle, a new way of eating, and I lost a lot of weight, felt really great, and then I had a lot of dental work done. I had to have dental implants done. But y'all, I went for almost a solid entire year with no teeth at all. None. That's because I had to have bone grafts. I had to have bone grafts and I had to have soft tissue grafts. Know that that's not normal when having dental implants. It was just the condition of my bones and things like that. So if you're wanting dental implants, don't be scared off by my story. They're great and I'd do it again. But unfortunately, for that entire year that I didn't have any teeth, I couldn't eat things that were good for me. I ate things that made me put on all the weight that I had lost, and then I just went ahead and put on a little extra. I guess I was just trying to keep things interesting. Well, my face got round, and then it's starting to sag. So I had a round, saggy face, and I knew that contour was something that I wanted to do. And my favorite contour is from Fenty Beauty, and it is their Matte Skin Stick. Boy, that's hard to say. Matchsticks Matte Skin Stick by Fenty. And I use it in the shade Amber. I really like Amber. It's a nice, cool color, and contour is meant to give a look of a shadow, right? And shadows are cool. They're not warm. So this Amber color is a fantastic, cool color. Plus, it blends out gorgeously on your face. Looks like a natural shadow on your face, pushes back the things you don't want, and that way you can highlight the things that you do. It's a really great one. It stays on all day. I love it, and it is my favorite contour. About the only place on my face that produces oil anymore is right around my nose. And it starts here and it goes all the way down and it comes back up, and I do get shiny by the end of the day. So I do like to use a setting powder there. And then I also like to use the setting powder under my eye. Although my concealer doesn't crease, I like my under eye to be matte. I don't want it to stand out really well, especially with these deep teardrops. It makes me look old and tired. So a setting powder is a must for me. And my favorite setting powder is the Hyaluronic Pressed Hydra Powder by Terry. I love this. I bought the little mini size. You can tell that this is just a little mini. I can't get it open. I'm trying to show it to you and it won't. Oh, it's upside down. I'm really prepared for this video. Anyway, this is the little mini size. And the reason I have the mini is because I wanted to try that out before I bought the full size, because this powder from by Terry is really pricey. And I didn't want to buy a full size and get it and think, no, I don't like this. Well, I could have, because I love this. It's a beautiful powder. I have it in the shade 0, which is colorless. Looks white in the pan. And when you get it out though, it's a really nice translucent powder. It has hyaluronic acid in it. So if you live in an area where hyaluronic acid doesn't play badly with your skin, then you're going to love this powder because it's not drying at all. I can use it under my eyes. I can use it in the area around my nose. It cuts out the shine there, but it doesn't dry anything out. It doesn't make my under eyes look dry and cakey. And even if I put some up here, it still doesn't look dry and cakey. Really great product. And when I run out of this little bitty mini size, I will be buying the big one. I don't care how much it costs. It's worth it, and it is my favorite. I think bronzer is a wonderful invention because it gives you a really nice way to warm up your face, especially if you're ultra pale like I am. And when I don't have any self-tanner on, I look a little bit more pale than I want to. And bronzer is a really great way to give a nice warmth to my face, help with the definition that I've gotten with my contour. And my favorite bronzer is by Morphe. And it's the Glamour Bronze Face and Body Bronzer. And I like the shade Icon. I have heard from several people that Icon is a dupe for Marc Jacobs Tantastic Bronzer. I don't know because I've never tried Tantastic. My daughter has Tantastic though. So the next time that I go down to Memphis, I'm going to take my Morphe Icon with me, and I'm going to see if it really is a good shade match for Tantastic. Whether it is or not, it's a great shade match for me. It's not red undertoned, and I don't like red undertoned bronzers. I always feel like that I've been attacked by a bag of Cheetos or something if my bronzer is too red. This is a nice undertone, kind of more yellowy, I guess, than red, but it's a nice bronze color without being too terribly over the top. This is a good bronzer. It's really nice and smooth. It doesn't have any powder kick up or anything like that. And since it is kind of sheer, you can put it on and build it up to the intensity that you want without looking like, you know, you've got candy bars across your face. So the Morphe bronzer, that's why it's my favorite. I've really gotten into cream blush lately because it is so easy to put on. It just kind of sinks into your face, gives you a nice lift to your face. But the only problem I found with a lot of cream blushes is that they don't have a lot of staying power. They tend to fade really fast. The one that fades the least for me, and why it has become my favorite blush, is by Fenty. And it's the Cheeks Out Cream Blush, and I have it in the shade Petal Poppin'. Now in this little clip here, it kind of looks orange, but it's not orange at all. In fact, it's very pink. Beautiful pink color. Maybe it shows up better here, pink. But it's got a lovely sheen to it. There's no shimmer, there's no glitter, anything like that. Just a really nice sheen that helps to lift your face as it is giving you that beautiful pink color. And like I said, it's really easy to apply. I just put it on my fingers today. I've used it with a brush too, and it works really well that way too. It's my favorite blush, and it's by Fenty, and it's a cream blush. I like to use highlight because, again, I like my face to look lifted. I don't want to look saggy anywhere. My face. I don't want my face to look saggy either. But the bad thing about highlighter is a lot of it will emphasize any texture you have or any large pores. And I don't want that, especially after all the trouble I've gone through trying to smooth my complexion out. And one of the best highlighters I found that doesn't emphasize any problem but gives you a beautiful glow is from ColourPop. And it's their Super Shock Cheek. And this is pearlized, and it is in the shade Wisp. W-I-S-P. I love the Super Shock formula. It is such a unique formula. It's like a little sponge, but it doesn't stay spongy. I love it. And this is a very subtle highlight glow. Man, I don't even know if you can tell right there or not. There we go. But it shows a beautiful glow without emphasizing any of the enlarged pores or any texture you may have on your face. And it gives you that, I hate to say, kind of cliche, lit from within, but that is what it does. It gives you that lit from within glow. It's a beautiful highlighter. It adds a lot to my face, and it's my favorite. The part of my makeup routine that I dread the most is doing my brows. And that is because my brows are they're the teenage part of my face. They're very unruly. They do what they want to. They don't listen to me. This one grows down further because it's where the severe hood on my eye is. This one grows up higher, but it has a lot less hair. And they just, both of them, just whatever hair they have, just everywhere, all over the place. And so they have to be tamed, and it takes me 3 products to get it done. I know. But it's worth it because I've learned to use these 3 products, and that way I can get my brows done fast and then I can move on. The first product I use is by Maybelline. It's the Precise Micro Pencil. I don't think they make this anymore, honestly, because this one that I have is almost out and I can't find it anywhere. I don't know if they've renamed it. I don't know if they've done away with it. I don't know what the deal is, but I really like this one, and like I said, it's almost gone, so I'm really going to hate when it's completely gone. Wish I knew the color. I don't know the color. I think it's blonde. That's what I usually get, but the color is not anywhere on this little pencil. It's got a really small, I'll try to show you, but I don't think my camera will focus in on it because it is so small. You gonna focus? There we go. See how tiny that little pencil is? It's really great for putting your brow product exactly where you want it, just how much you want without going overboard. It helps me shape my brows. It helps me fill in the sparse parts of them. And then it's got a great little spoolie on the other end. Real good spoolie, by the way. And it helps me brush those brows up to kind of keep them in place while I go on to the next part of my brow routine. And that's the Urban Decay Brow Blade. And this one is in Taupe Trap. I like the blade part. I haven't ever used the pencil part because it's the wrong color. They don't have blonde. And the taupe is too dark for my eyebrows. I don't want to get anything too dark because of this white hair, but I need a good brow, so this is too dark. But the blade, I love the blade on this product because it is so fine. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. But it's like a little teeny tiny, like a felt tip or something. And that way I can draw or flick up little individual hairs because my brows don't grow really well on the insides here. This helps me look like I have brows, and it's such a fine line and it's so easy to do. So I really like the brow blade. I just wish they'd make it in blonde. Then I finish off my brows by putting in a brow gel, and my favorite is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's just a clear brow gel. This sets my brows, it keeps them nice and where they are and keeps them from flying away, but even though it gives you a nice, stiff, good finish, it doesn't feel like you've got hairspray in your eyebrows. I really like this. This is, of course, the little mini size, and I don't see why I should have to buy the big one because I'm be afraid that it would, you know, expire, go bad, something like that before I used it up, because you don't use a whole lot of it. So I just get the little mini, and I've got another mini in my backup right now. Good brow gel. I really like it. It's the best one that I've tried, and it is my favorite. Once I've wrangled my brows into some kind of a submission, it's time for my favorite part of makeup, and that is my eyeshadow. Love eyeshadow palettes. I am an eyeshadow palette collector. I'm an eyeshadow palette hoarder. I don't know how many I have, but it's a whole lot. I have a ton. In fact, if you would like to see the eyeshadows that I have, because I have high-end, low-end, in-between end, all that good stuff, let me know in the comments, and we'll do an eyeshadow collection video. That would be really fun because I forgot some of the ones that I have back there, and I came across a few of those while I was looking for my favorite. But when I found this one, I knew this was the favorite out of all the ones I own. It's by Marc Jacobs, and it is Stiletto. Unfortunately, they don't make Stiletto anymore. I don't know if it was limited edition. I don't know if somebody just lost their mind and decided not to put out a beautiful eyeshadow palette like this anymore, but it's gorgeous, and wow, that's blinding. I love the colors in this. I love the fact that they are nice and cool, and it doesn't look like there's a huge variety, but there really is. You can get all kinds of looks out of this eyeshadow palette. You can go really dramatic, full-on glam. You can do an everyday work-appropriate look. You can do a kicking around the house look. You can do a run into the grocery store look. Everything with this, and they're beautiful shadows. I mean, Marc Jacobs has beautiful eyeshadow formulas. Out of all the palettes I own from him, I've never had a stinker yet, and this is a gorgeous one. I wanted this one from the second I saw it when it first came out, but I just never could bite the bullet on getting it. And then my daughter got it for me for Christmas. Thank you, Shelly. You got me my favorite eyeshadow palette. Beautiful palette. I've got it on my eyes today. In fact, all of my favorites that I'm talking about here in this video is what I'm wearing today, and I will list all of those in the description box so you can go back and check if anything interested you enough to where you might want to try it out. You'll know what it is down there. I don't use a dedicated eyeliner often. I will use an eyeliner if I am wearing false eyelashes. And then I'll put on a little bit of liquid liner to cover up the eyelash band. But today I'm not wearing false lashes. These are mine. And when I don't wear false lashes, I just use the darkest color in whatever eyeshadow palette I'm using. And today it was this black one here. I use it on a little flat brush. Let me see if I can find it. I know it should be here. Here it is. This is an older brush. It is from Coastal Scents. You can see it's just a little flat brush. It's kind of stiff. I spritz it with a little bit of setting spray, and then I dip it into the darkest color of whatever palette I'm using, whether it's black or dark gray or dark brown or whatever. And then I just stamp it along my lash line, and that's the way I do my eyeliner. With the really hooded eyes I have, so hooded that the hoods literally rest on my eyelashes. I can't afford to take up a lot of eye real estate, what have you, by putting a lot of eyeliner on. So I just used my eyeshadow palette. Santa Claus was good to me this year because it was right around Christmas that I found my favorite mascara. I have a lot of mascaras and I've tried quite a few over the years, but I got the one that became my favorite in a gift with purchase from the Estee Lauder counter at Belk. And my favorite is Sumptuous Extreme. And this shade that I use is in Extreme Black. I had tried Estee Lauder mascaras in the past and I hadn't been overly impressed, but this Sumptuous Extreme, first time I used it, I thought, I'm not going to use anything else. This is wonderful. It adds great length, not as much volume as I would really like. I don't have a lot of volume in my lashes, although my lashes really have grown lately, and I'll be telling you how I got them to grow in my skincare video that is coming up. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss that if you're interested in knowing how to make your lashes really grow. And the Sumptuous Extreme really does help pull the lashes out. It doesn't pull down any curl. So when you curl your lashes, you don't have to worry about them falling and sticking out again. It doesn't flake. I really love that because that way I don't end up with a whole bunch of little black polka dots under my eyes, and it doesn't smear so I don't look like the raccoons that live in my backyard. Gorgeous mascara. And not only does it make your lashes look great, it comes off really easy with your cleansing balm, so you don't have to sit there and tug and pull, and it just comes right off. Great mascara. Thank you, Santa Claus. Thank you, Estee Lauder, for that little gift with purchase, because you gave that out and it's made me a purchaser for life of Sumptuous Extreme. Usually when I hit this part of my makeup routine, I am ready for my finishing powder. I like to put on a finishing powder because it just adds a little extra oomph to my makeup, and it makes my face look pretty flawless too, and that's pretty good for a powder. And the one that I like to use is by Hourglass, and it's one of their ambient light powders, and I like Ethereal Light. It's light. Yeah, I guess that's why they call it that. But this shade is beautiful. It looks really white, but it's not. It just gives the most beautiful ethereal glow. I like to put it all over my face, and then I brush off the excess with a great big fluffy brush, and then sometimes I'll even put a little bit under my eyes right here to kind of help because of these deep tear troughs that I have. But the Ethereal Light from Hourglass, favorite finishing powder. Then I make sure that everything is locked in with my setting spray. I have quite a few setting sprays. I have some that make you dewy, some that make you matte, but my favorite is the one that doesn't change my makeup at all. It doesn't make it more dewy, it doesn't make it more matte, it just locks it in to where the makeup's not gonna move in any weather and doesn't add anything else to it. And it's from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Great product. The spray on this is really nice and light, and oh, there it goes. This has a really good smell to it too. It's not overwhelming and you can't smell it after it dries down, but it really does make your makeup bulletproof. It's not going to go anywhere. It doesn't matter if it rains. It doesn't matter if the humidity's high. This holds your makeup in place, makes you look great all day, makes you look like you naturally did it, but it's all from Charlotte. Favorite setting spray. My last step is to put on my mouth, and I start off with a lip liner. I've got a lot of lip liners, and this may not be my creamiest, but it is my favorite, and it's from MAC. And it is the MAC Lip Pencil, and the color that, there's my dogs, and the color that I love is Dervish. This color is kind of a pinky nude. It goes good with all of my favorite lipsticks. There we go. And it looks really natural and beautiful. And sure, it may not last as long as some lip liners, but it lasts long enough for me. So the MAC Lip Pencil in Dervish, definitely my favorite. When I was looking for my favorite lipstick and lip gloss, I discovered that they don't make this shade anymore. I just wish that they would still make it because I really like it. I got it in that gift with purchase from Estee Lauder, and it's the Pure Color Envy High Luster Lipstick, and the shade that I really love is called Languid Love. Well, I can't find it anymore. I can't find it online or anywhere, and that really bums me out because this is kind of like my lips but better. However, it's the formula that I love more than the shade of the lipstick. This formula is really great. The High Luster, it's not flat, it's not matte, it doesn't play up, you know, all the lines that you get in your mouth. It doesn't feather up into the lines around my mouth. So I really like that. And this has got some really great staying powder. In fact, power. In fact, after I ate lunch the other day, I noticed that I still had my lipstick on. So I was incredibly impressed. So even though they don't make this color anymore, the Pure Envy High Luster is a great formula, and they've got a lot of beautiful shades. So go ahead and check them out. I put a link to the Estee Lauder site down there for you. Okay, my camera's almost dead, so I'm gonna really have to hurry, and I've lost my lip gloss. Oh, here it is. It is also from Estee Lauder, and it is the Pure Color Envy, and it's also in Languid Love. And yeah, it came in that gift with purchase as well. So this lipstick and this lip gloss, they stay in my purse. They go with me everywhere. The lip gloss isn't sticky. Really great lip gloss. Definitely my favorite. Love the formula of these. And that's it for my makeup favorites. Thanks so much for joining me for my first video. I really hope that you'll give me a thumbs up. That will really help. And share this video with somebody who you think might be interested in beauty, skincare, and lifestyle for those of us over 50. And let's grow our little family here on the internet. Also, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads of any videos that I put up. I've got my skincare coming up. I've got some lifestyle. I've got a full face of a certain brand that you might like to see, and lots of other stuff. So please subscribe and ring the little notification bell. That'll give you one quick little notification that I've done an upload so you don't miss it. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm really, really happy and grateful that you spent some time with me today, and I will see you next time.